Hey guys, welcome to another episode. So today I'm actually going to start by going onto iRacing, which I recently got. oh, I started playing at a buddy's house, really liked it, needed more, something kind of like a fun track game that's entertaining, fun to play, and noticed they had a little Rallycross segment. I've never done it, never played it before, and so pretty much decided to see how it's going to go. Probably going to crash more than my fair share amount of times, so bear with me. I'm going to try to. It has a really cool rating system where the better you do in your class, the farther you can go. So, probably going to try to sign up for a few seasons or a few leagues and go from there. Probably do some road racing as well, but I'm going to start off with some rallycross. All right, so here we are in practice. And the way it's going to go is you have your practice session, then from there you go into a qualifier and then a race. So I have actually never driven this track at all, and so you're going to see it actually in a portion of the screen, actually right above the mirror after your first lap, how well your actual time is in terms of kind of like setting. They divide it up into different zones, which is really nice. So you can see where you're doing better, where you're doing worse, where you're going faster, where you're going slower. Which, after a time, I am probably just going to hit a little gap because I know nothing about rallycross. I don't know anything about dirt racing. I don't know anything about a lot. I've done track stuff before. I've raced in lemons, but this is a whole different ballgame. Especially don't know understand how a car's supposed to work on track. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to drifting a car, but I don't have as much experience with that as I would have liked. But as you can see, the checkered flag is coming up and going right into qualifying, which we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of judging myself. This is also rookie class, so everyone else is a beginner. Although I noticed that there is actually the lobby is filled with some people that are have it goes by A, B, C, D ranked licenses, which is very interesting. So you have to score well enough in your rookie session to qualify for a D license, and then from there to a C, then to a B, then to an A. But as you can see, I'm kind of slowly getting the hang of it. I am definitely probably too wide in this corner altogether. I will be trying my best in the future. The hardest thing is the brakes are really touchy on this car, and it's going to be really noticeable going to these kind of corners where I kind of go a little bit further out. I just realized I don't think I have ever hit that corner that hard, other than maybe during these first opening sessions. I'm pretty sure later on I've definitely panicked my way through those corners. I also have the racing line turned on because I have never driven it. It's a good way to kind of get a feel for where you need to kind of put the car. I noticed that I definitely do not follow it all that well. And here I am. I think my qualifier is actually over, and I'm just trying to get a feel for the track as much as I can. The weird thing is if you go mid on the jump, you end up actually pushing yourself wide through that, and you don't really get a good clean line through there, and aren't really able to kind of sit yourself up for the next corner. And there goes the checkered. I am very curious. I do actually have, this is the Oculus Rift setup, so I am so sorry if you guys are, if this is too erratic for you guys. I noticed with Rallycross, because you're looking left and right a little bit more, it is actually a little bit easier than, I don't have a huge monitor, I don't have a curved monitor, and I think they're like some $200, and for what they are, honestly, it is perfect, because you're sitting right where your head is. My field of vision is actually a little bit better in the car, and there I go, biffing it. But we're going to take a look at to see how we did in qualifier. Actually, not too bad. I qualified halfway decent. I don't know how well I'm going to do in this race. And they can also disqualify you in races, which is a really interesting one. For the way the racing works is they're allowing you 17 tally points, or you get 2 points for losing control of your car, 2 points for, as well as for something, I think for hitting opponents or clashing with opponents, like that. which clearly there you can see he definitely took me out. Um, I also realized I have never taken a Joker lap. So this, if this is as I recall, yep, that's me destroying the car. Wreckage, full carnage. Smoke is pouring out of the car. Everything is going bad. I'm trying to turn around. It is not working. It has been the most horrendous experience ever. First time around. And waving black flag at me. Overall, not a good start to the first race, but not much I can do about it. So I'm just going to actually quit out of this race, and from there jump right into the next one. This would be my second race. So at least I have tried out at this point the Joker lap. I know that you need a Joker lap. You will actually get disqualified and penalized in a race if you do not take your Joker lap. Very fun fact, I did not know this. And there I go, cutting a corner and going right into the wall. The one nice thing is during practice is you can instantly, you don't get points that will disqualify you during practice or qualifier. You can just reset the car and go from there. I also felt like there was not enough force feedback in the car. I kept trying to turn it up, and I don't know, I like a little bit more response from the car, but that's also on me because I am using a Logitech setup that is not direct drive, it is belt driven, it is I believe the G29, and it works. I'm just trying to play with it, set it up to as much feel and input as I can get. But I'm assuming these are set up closer to like a rally car or to a drift car, which I'm assuming you want to be able to like flick the wheel. Also, I do not have a handbrake and I do not have an H pattern shifter, so I'm just using the shift pedals, or the shift pedals on the steering wheel, and then also using the clutch and the 3 pedals on the floor. So I am doing a lot of left foot braking. Here I am actually practicing for the Joker because I realized after last lap that would be something I would probably want to know. And it is actually kind of weird because it sets you up, if you aren't in the right place, it'll shoot you clean out to the very edge of the track and you'll end up running completely off course. Not fun. I think that's a gravel trap on the other side, so it slows you down quite a bit. And from there we go straight into qualifier. And here we go for the qualifier. Actually do not remember, oddly enough, even though I'm recording this afterwards, I do not actually remember these qualifiers or races that well. Okay, just realized I took that in third gear, probably should have taken that in second, but it's live and learn for a lot of these things where I am very hopeful to, and I biffed it. Oh. Well, you did expect carnage, and as you ask, you shall receive. Although I think that is definitely the best line I have taken all day on that turn. It's really weird going from, like, you notice the difference, especially in the simulator, in iRacing. Gravel to concrete or dirt to concrete is a very different thing. Your car will actually bite up in your steering wheel, and it will try to fling you in a certain direction if you are not careful. There's definitely a lot of two-wheel action with these cars. It is really weird. I did notice that in some cases I looked online just watching videos, and so many people end up rolling over that first corner. And I can definitely see this being very much a contact sport, as well as a lot of carnage on track. As you saw in my first one, I was the one that destroyed it myself, and I guess the idea going forward is actually just be consistent. Just stay on track, stay in line, do my best to just not mess up altogether. And here I am just trying to get in as many laps as possible as I can right now. It is actually a little bit tougher than it appears. I just, being myself, after qualifier, if you do not get all the way through, you can actually go do 2-3 more runs, getting out, checking results, and not bad, not awful. Like I said, this is my first time ever doing any of this. I am still in rookie class. You guys saw my very first race ever, biffing it bad into the wall. And here I am, about to get ready for the next one. Oh, another thing about these cars is they have a launch control setting where if you're in neutral and you just peg it, it will not get you over, I think like 4 or 5 grand. Oh, yeah, there I am just pegging it. There's a guy that just jumped it all together, just gone. Doesn't care about anyone else and just takes off. I guess he'll serve a penalty later on. I do not know how it works for this situation. And here I am, and I completely just took him out. It got myself into second place. My usual strategy for a lot of these is going forward is going to be do my Joker lap first and try to get it done as quick as possible so I just don't have to think about it later on in the race. Which also, if you're lucky enough and other people are too close to one another or have essentially competing too hard with each other, they will take each other out. So there's the guy ahead of us that jumped the gun, and I think they serve a 24-second penalty at the very end. Oh, cool. So I'm the leader. So got into first place. Granted, I did take out the guy that probably should have been in first. He kind of cut the line. I couldn't do much. I was already on the brakes. And at this point, I'm just doing my best to stay out in front, not really push too hard, learn my line, not make any mistakes. And there's the guy that jumped the gun in front of everyone. I tap him, spin him out pretty bad. And then there's the guy in second place that gets around on me. And so there is plenty, especially you cannot stop the car. You slam on the brakes in the gravel and it simulates just like you're in a real car on gravel, and you just start sliding away. There's no catching it. You have to make sure you never lock up your brakes on dirt, which in reality is probably not a bad thing to learn. And at this point I'm kind of on a charge because I want to get back into first place, and my ego and possibly my temper is getting the better of me because I am driving as hard as I can at this point to keep up. The video is sped up a little bit and just doing my best as he just disappears from me, and not much I can do about that. And here we go, still going strong, plenty of laps to go, but there's gonna be traffic ahead, not much I can do about it. Yellow flag, I guess someone has looped it as usual. There's a lot of people that do loop it on this track, which is very interesting to say the least. And just like that, into the air. And here I go, biffing it into the wall as my number one guy just flies away from me. There's not much at this point I can do to salvage the race. I'm just driving as hard as I can and making sure no one else behind me can catch up. Which, in retrospect, is good because this will definitely teach you to be consistent. You only have one chance. There is no, oh, I'm going to turn it off and restart. There is no, this is all online against real people. I hope. I would definitely hope so. And the one thing that it forces you to do is consistently be focused, not mess up, which is really hard sometimes when you're sitting down, get not really tunnel vision, but you're just trying to do as best you can over and over again. It gets tiring. I did a road race event that was 30 laps, and they were about a minute and a half apiece, especially at my slower pace because I was horrendously slow in a spec racer Ford race, and that took half an hour, 45 minutes. I have a friend of mine who actually does this a little bit more regularly, and he does the endurance races, which are, I think he does 4 or 5 hour stints. which is ridiculous. I absolutely salute you. I wish I had the patience for this. Who knows? Maybe I'll give it a shot. He texted me last night. He's like, hey, come on in and just give it a shot next year once you get your credentials up higher. And that will be the plan. And there we go. Someone going straight into the wall after coming out of pits, fixing their car right away. And oh, I just realized I almost lost it there altogether. But that is one thing for sure. You do notice that there's people that overcook it a lot. It is a video game, and you don't get the realization of, oh, I'm in a real car and all the G-forces. So there, I mean, it's very different than being on an actual track. But this is kind of the next best thing. I will eventually, hopefully, save up enough money for the traction pad, and absolutely, I am stoked to see how those things go. And we have one lap left. I am still in second place. Not much I can do about it at this point. My main thing is also do not crash, do not wreck the car. I probably, I just realized the video actually came down to regular speed, and at this point you realize, okay, I need to just stay focused, stay in the game, and collect the checker, and I did. Finally finished my first race. Didn't do too bad. I mean, overall second place. And for what it's worth, I definitely think you learn a lot very quickly because you're kind of just forced into it. Because if you wreck your car, you're essentially out of the race. There's no, unless everyone else wrecks, you're definitely not doing well at all. So go down, check the results, and in first. Looks like the guy didn't actually take a joker lap, and from there disqualified him and put me into first place. And then of course there was the one guy who jumped the gun so far ahead of everyone else that he's just absolutely gone. Wow, I will take it. My first place win through technicality, but that's what it is. Hey guys, thanks for watching. So that is my first 3 runs from the Rallycross series. It was a load of fun. I'm actually going to keep on going, keep essentially hitting a few more events a day, seeing how much I can get out of it, see where I finally plateau off, and then at that point I'm probably going to be reaching out and asking for help. But if you guys can, hit subscribe, hit like, spread it around. I will happily be uploading more and more of these, and then I'll see you guys next time.